Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
If you recently submitted a claim to the National Insurance Corporation, you also need to submit your financial account information to get paid. All NIC benefit claims are now paid conveniently through your local financial institution. To provide your bank or credit union account information, simply log on to the NIC website at www.stlucianic.org. Click the Financial Account Information tab and fill out the form. It's that easy. You only submit once. Ensure you enter the details of an open active account in your name. If you do not have access to the internet, visit any NIC office to collect the financial account information form. Help us to help you. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man, the voice.
Tuesday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 19th day of the month of November 2024. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. Our program airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM radio, serving you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 for the north and 91.5 south. Simulcasting on NBC Television, channel 120, on the Flow Cable TV service. We are on Facebook Live, and we are also streaming live on YouTube. I hope you're having a good day so far. If it's your lunchtime, that it is nourishing, satisfying, gratifying, whatever we look for in a good lunch, and that the remainder of your day will be similarly productive, fulfilling and rewarding. Remember what I always tell you, put safety at the top of your mind for yourself, your family, your loved ones, but also for other people. It's not so wonderful today, I'm sure, for the Bellas family of Beaufort, for we got the news earlier today of the passing of Mr. Emmanuel Bellas, and I want to extend my condolences to his loved ones, his family, his friends, his colleagues, and as others have said, may he rest in peace. He was quite the gentleman, quite a nice person, pleasant always, polite. At least that has been my experience in the many, many years that I have encountered him. We all shall one day go the way of all flesh. And I think what is really important is the life that we live, especially how we relate to other people during our time here on earth. And I have no reason to believe that Emmanuel Bellas did anything other than make sure that he related very well to people, everyone, that he was helpful. And I always thought of him as a respectful person. You know, there are some people, they just radiate that kind of temperament. that they understand the value of respect, including self-respect. And there's a very nice picture of him that I forwarded to you, Jaquan. I don't know if you would be able, at such short notice, to put it on the screen just so people can, those who didn't know him, can know who Emmanuel Bella is. But if it's going to pose any difficulty, I know you've struggled with a few mild technical glitches. They are mild, but they can really throw you off in terms of, your sequence and the smoothness of your flow and so on. So I understand that. I'll be having guests at 1 o'clock. So a few things that I want to talk about. Like I've always said, when it comes to the water leakage in pipes where you see water spraying out and people don't have water in their pipes, it's the same thing like I say about places where there are potholes in very awkward places. Like you're driving and you cannot evade it, you cannot dodge it, because to do so would put you in the path of oncoming traffic or would endanger pedestrians or people on the side of the road or something else. So and you easily forget it. And one of the reasons you forget it is because you say, because of where this thing is, man, come on. Somebody, some authority people, they must know it's there if we can be driving every day. Let me just give you an example. I don't know if they fixed it, but remember that innovative mini roundabout that they put in the Badawash flat by S&S up north? You're supposed to follow the rules of a roundabout. If somebody is swinging into S&S coming from the north and you're heading north, you're supposed to give way to them, to give way to traffic coming from your right kind of thing. And it's a roundabout. So most people, I think, do what you would do for any roundabout. They take a little swerve away from it and so on. But there was a pothole there that if you're traveling north, once you take the swerve, you must go into the pothole. And because of the weather, the rain and so on, when you have a pothole now, a day or two later, the thing is so wide, it's so... And I notice every time I took that little swerve, I'm going into that pothole. You forget it because you say, come on, if I can know it's there, motorists know it's there, surely word must reach the authorities responsible at infrastructure tolling unit. So, on the last couple of occasions that I've traversed it, and it's not a complaint about the pothole, there are potholes everywhere. I'm just using this one as an example. I drive over the roundabout. It's the kind of roundabout, the mini roundabout that you can, it has a very mild speed bump effect, but not like a real speed bump. It doesn't really do you anything. But I drive straight over the roundabout. I don't do the swerve, to the left that you do, because to do that is bluguduk. And there are a couple other places where those awkward potholes and so on that seem to last for a very long time and little places. The Corinth Road detour, the Corinth to Badawash Road, is a very important detour now for many people, as is Viesikwi. Yet in the last place when you're coming from Corinth and you're heading towards the main road at Badawash in the area of Computer World, before you reach there are a couple of potholes or pieces where they seem to have dug up the road to patch it, and it stayed there for a long time. But they seem to be there for a very long time. Again, I'm not making a complaint, there may be reasons for it, but you tell yourself, if everybody is aware of the problem that it is, on what is a little back road that you're using to detour from the traffic that always seems to be so heavy at Badawash and the Badawash flat going to Monjiro and, backing all the way to Marisil and so on, surely the people in authority, they know that it's there. And there's heavy traffic on the road at certain times when people are trying to escape the long traffic back up on the main road. But no sooner do you take that corner, which is practically a blind corner, there is that hole there, there is that whatever. You must go in it and so on. Now, most of the potholes, to tell you the truth, if you slow down and you go really slow, you can negotiate them okay. But in a world where everybody is trying to get to where they're going, with some dispatch and some speed and so on, how practical it is for the kind of back down you have to do and slow as a snail if you are to pass into it, and how often do you have to do it? It's the same thing with the water. And the point I'm making is that if everybody can see it, everybody can find it's a problem, why does it seem to take so long for the authorities to come and to do something about it? About the leaking pipes, about the big storage tanks where you've already spent money and resources and chlorine and whatever filtration, and you know what I'm talking about, to clean up the water and to purify it and to bring it up to drinking standard of set by WHO and CAFA and all of that and so on. Why let it be wasting like that? And there are places where people are not getting water. It's true, it's not practical to believe you can take water from a tank in the heights of Passius Monrepo and transport it to, Rodney Heights, where people have not been getting what I understand. Like I say, the optics is just bad, but that's not really what I'm aiming at today. It's a whole matter of the crime. We should not, we have to stop thinking about combating crime only when it reaches its worst manifestation, which is loss of life, the violent loss of life. We have to combat crime when it is at what we may consider to be the lower levels. This is the problem, and I have been ranting and raving and talking about it for a long time. When you see people are breaking the law and they're getting away with it, they're not being challenged, police not stopping them, they're not getting charged, they're not getting ticketed, they're not getting fined. What it does is that it develops in them a sense of entitlement. They begin to feel that they're entitled to do what they're doing. They develop a sense of defiance. They develop a sense that nobody is first it goes through the stage of nobody can tell me nothing, nobody can do me nothing. Nobody is supposed to, that they can ignore. They can fly past police roadblocks and traffic stops and so on because they're so accustomed to doing it. And I believe this is what is happening, a sense of entitlement, a sense of justification among people who are breaking the law. And then what it does is that it encourages them to escalate, to go further, to go deeper into law breaking, because they've been getting away with it so much. And I think I've expressed to you my view that the kind of law breaking that I see on the road, I wonder how long it will be before the young men who are at the heart and root of it, that they will not start organizing themselves into biker gangs, and they will see the possibilities of how they can use those bikes to do not just show off and mischief, but serious crime. Yeah, we may not be thinking on the level of the Hells Angels and those biker gangs of America, but it's only a matter of time before this sense of entitlement and impunity escalates. You have to bust them. And I can keep saying, it's not every single one of them we expect you or you will realistically be able to bust. But bust a few of them, and word will go around. And sometimes busting them is nothing more than checking their license, checking their registration, checking their insurance if they have any of that. Because I'm telling you, it's not just bikes but other types of vehicle. The Prime Minister described it as madness. And I don't think a Prime Minister would be loose-lipped and just, talking in some kind of slack way and so on. It's a madness that's going on. And the reason why I brought up this thing about the water and the potholes and so on, if so many of us can see the madness, don't tell me the police not aware of it. And I have to ask myself, what has become of all those motorcycles and vehicles and drones and this and speed guns and CCTV and whatever it is we've been told that the police have been getting? Why we can see the madness on the road and the manifestation of the madness is not only fatalities, There's people who are becoming disabled and losing limbs and all kinds of things like that are happening. We can't just say, it's madness they're doing, let them. For every young man who loses a leg and so on, there is some mother who worked hard to bring him to the age where he is, who's probably hoping that he could have given her a helping hand. He cannot. He has children, he has this, he has that, he has responsibilities. It becomes a bigger economic burden on the society. But let's leave all that aside for the time being and speak of the immediate, the clear and present danger. Check people's licenses. Why I'm saying that is that, now I'm not saying you're not doing it, but do more of it. Because it cannot be that anyone who has gone through a structured process of obtaining a license, which involves getting theory tests and practical tests and all these sorts of things and so on. It can't be that anyone who has been through that required, that structured, that disciplined process to become authorized to be on the road, to have a vehicle, that they would be doing the kind of things that are being done. Driving without headlights after sunset is a criminal offense, or at least it should be. Why am I seeing so much of it on the road? You know why a few people do it? For whatever reason, to show much zieyo, usav yoni bonzie. Or maybe for pure criminal intention, and after that it becomes a trend. It becomes a fashion. The copycat syndrome sets in. Others want to do it because it's looking nice to be driving without the headlights and just have the pack light, which you have tinted or put a blue light or a green light, whatever for it. They don't think in terms of the illuminating power of a pack light is not sufficient for the visual perception of other road users. And that someone could be, as we say in the Creole, could blow chair on you and they never saw you until it's too late. This thing is happening all over. Some have no lights whatsoever. And it's not that the street lights are so good. I remember a long time when we had the high pressure sodium, the lights were so bright and so good that sometimes you stop somewhere for something and you drive off. And because the lights are so good, you drive off and you don't realize your own lights are on. It doesn't take long. But these days, what they have are the LED for energy saving and so on. They do not have the luminosity or whatever, the lumens or whatever it is and so on. In no way somebody can be driving for so long in poorly lit, dimly lit areas and don't know they don't have lights. Is it that they're just kicking off or they're onto some kind of criminal intention? Whichever one of it, it is unlawful. That should not be happening as often as I and other people see it. And for police not to know about it. For them not to do something about it. How many accidents are happening that may be happening because of that? Somebody never saw somebody behind them. They slam on their brakes and so on. People slam into their back. Somebody never saw until it was too late and so on. It can't be that the police not seeing it. Police, do something about it. What happened? There's something going on in the force these days. The change of leadership, whatever. Some people deliberately not doing their work because they want to make somebody that they feel is undeserving of this. And this thing is all of us in Russia, you know. This is all of us in Russia. You have politicians in the same party and so on trying to mess up other people because of grudges that they hold, because of ambitions that they have for leadership and all kinds of things. You have people believing that this person is from a peripheral part of a constituency, so they have no right to be running elections for that constituency. So if you see, you know, it's Denry South, you're supposed to be from Denry Village itself, and if you're not from Denry Village, you're from Lakai, which is part of Denry South. We're not going to vote for you, and we're going to discourage people from voting for you, even though we're from the same party. You know, this kind of thing actually happens, you know. It actually happens. I've changed the name of the constituencies, not Denry South, but this foolishness is happening. Of people who have vicious, nasty attitudes and things in them and try. So I wonder whether the shifting of vanguard from the prison, whether there are some people, because the vanguard that I have known over the years could never be a man who would countenance or be aware of those things happening and for him to let it continue to happen. Mr. God, you need to look to see whether people are doing their work, whether people are really applying themselves and doing what they're supposed to do, or whether they're secretly smiling. Yeah, welcome, Mr. God, welcome, you know. But maybe they try in some way to make Mr. God look bad. These things, they happen in the real world, in ours and elsewhere and so on. Therefore, when I said, look, man, it's not the first time, of course, people have shot people and killed people in broad daylight. Sometimes not even the person they want to kill, you know, is somebody else and stray bullet. Remember a young man from Pastias Miku called Levy Wilson many years ago? Jovial guy and so on. Gunned down in Castries because somebody fired a shot after somebody else and he got hit. Remember Beverly Stanislas on Lower Darling Road and so on? Somebody fired a shot because somebody and she gone. We remember by the treasury that was somewhere on Brazil Street, close to where Seatown is, or there was a bill. I don't know if they're still there, you know. It was being rented and so on. I was in Antigua when I heard how somebody shot somebody in broad daylight right there in that area, on Brazil Street and so on. We have had incidents where Honorable Stephenson King, Prime Minister at the time, was in his constituency office in Leclerc, and a young man was waiting in the waiting area for him to meet him as he would meet if somebody came into the constituency right there with the Prime Minister inside his office and shot somebody right there, which makes you wonder if the Prime Minister had been on the target list, they could have taken him out. So I'm not going to pretend it's the first time it has happened, but what happened on or near, the square yesterday? 2 young men shot, 1 deceased right on the scene. And again, when I look at the little video, I have to ask myself, a crime scene of this nature which involves a fatality, how come there were so many people able to come close by to the 2 young men on the ground? One was there touching, doing there and so on. What was it about this crime scene that it wasn't cordoned off? That it wasn't taped off with yellow tape and so on? I don't know. Maybe it's just the perspective of what I was watching. But isn't this kind of thing concerns for investigators? Contamination of crime scene and spent shells and blood splatter and all this kind of things that you watch. I looked at it and I said, but to me, why wasn't that crime scene, from what I could see, cordoned off quickly and sealed off? And to me, this is a place where it should be done most speedily, efficiently, effectively, because that's right in the heart of town. That's close to the police headquarters and centers and central police station and the police center of resources and so on. I had to ask myself about that. But when this kind of thing happens in town, and from what I'm told in Jaquan, was there a motorcycle? I saw footage as if people believed to be the shooters were on a motorcycle and so on, motorcycle without number plate. Now, I'm not trying to make anything of the motorcycle, They could have discharged the shots from a car. They could have discharged it from a... But right away, my mind came, the whole motorcycle thing. Maybe now they're beginning to awake to the possibilities, the effectiveness, the efficiency of motorcycle. It's speedy. It can zip through, traffic, and it's difficult to chase it. And especially no number plate, then they can disappear. They can vanish any number of places, any number of ways. And I had to ask myself, all what I'm seeing on the road with guys who will not overtake you when the road is clear, but they will wait until there's another line of traffic coming from the opposite direction so they can show, how much they can zip their way, with great prowess through, the 2 lines of traffic and so on. Whether they are dress rehearsing all the time for other things that they want to become involved in, and now we're beginning to see the execution. Is it going to get worse? Motorcycle hitmen and those kind of things. Is that something that is going to grow up? Might we be able to take some of them offline, neutralize them simply by checking their license, simply by checking their registration, simply by checking insurance, which maybe a lot of them don't have. Sometimes busting them, that's all it will take, and maybe you can work your way from there to other areas. But for people to be so brazen now, to be gunning down people in that area of town, we're talking, at that time of day. Folks, I don't want to use the words chilling or scary or frightening. We all know about them already, but whoo! This is not very comforting. And this is supposed to be the place that police are most present and visible and patrolling and so on, and they're brave enough to do it. Are we seeing a new level of daring? A new daring of impunity? A new daring of entitlement to do those kinds of things simply because we are failing to bust them at the nascent levels of what we call nipping it in the bud? Do we have to wait until gun and shooting and murder is involved for us to do something about it? I am saying that the stirrings of criminality, of antisocial behavior are already apparent in what's happening with those bikes, in what's happening to those vehicles without lights and so on. Reel some people in. Maybe you would have aborted. Maybe you would have preempted some of the things that they might be doing later down the line when that sense of impunity and entitlement grows. Today is, International Men's Day. I've told you before, I ain't too hot, about all those days. It's always an observance of a day, this and that day and so on. International Men's Day. Yeah, They can be useful, to draw attention, but my goodness, when young men keep getting, if not gunned down, they keep getting knifed, they keep getting maimed, they keep getting dismembered, crippled, paralyzed, killed in all different kinds of ways, the perils, they're lagging behind in education, in career pursuits and career prospects and so on. They're lagging behind in employment and in employability. And so many things that are happening where the men are concerned. They're the ones who are more falling by the wayside into alcoholism and drug abuse and delinquency and all those sorts of things at school, dropping out and truancy and all those sorts of things. I'll tell you something. It is a sad thing, that internationalness, when it pertains to men, always seem to be connected to some grievous negative vibe and so on. I do hope that the consciousness that International Men's Day will bring will commit us to mitigating, to reducing, to addressing those problems that are affecting, it seems, mostly men. This is the real issues. Let's take our break and let's see when we do if we can have our guests, if they've already arrived, seated with us to talk about national awards.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you, at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
If you recently submitted a claim to the National Insurance Corporation, you also need to submit your financial account information to get paid. All NIC benefit claims are now paid conveniently through your local financial institution. To provide your bank or credit union account information, simply log on to the NIC website at www.stlucianic.org. Click the Financial Account Information tab and fill out the form. It's that easy. You only submit once. Ensure you enter the details of an open, active account in your name. If you do not have access to the internet, visit any NIC office to collect the financial account information form. Help us to help you. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's ginger turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay By Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City C opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
If you recently submitted a claim to the National Insurance Corporation, you also need to submit your financial account information to get paid. All NIC benefit claims are now paid conveniently through your local financial institution. To provide your bank or credit union account information, simply log on to the NIC website at www.stlucianic.org. Click the Financial Account Information tab and fill out the form. It's that easy. You only submit once. Ensure you enter the details of an open active account in your name. If you do not have access to the internet, visit any NIC office to collect a financial account information form. Help us to help you. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's ginger turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea, and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Everyone for staying with
The man.
Today it is the 19th of November 2024, and I told you that after the 1 p.m. ad break that I would be having guests. I meant plural. I think one of them is still on the way, but the one who has already joined me, I'm sure can make up for, a whole troop and group and, team and whatever it is. So without any further ado, let me introduce her and say welcome to her as well. Lady I've known for many, many years and consider one of the dearest friends I've ever met and made. She's a former banker. In fact, that's where I met her, in the banking sector, but she's since transitioned into other things of even greater importance to the country. I won't bother going into that because the capacity in which she's here is as a member of the National Awards Committee. Malika Compton, it is so good seeing you in person, after such a long time. Welcome to The Real Issues. I think that is your first time.
Yeah, second time. Last year we were here, Shelton.
You were here on The Real
Yes.
Issues? How could I have forgotten that?
Thank you.
I tell you, age is really, really doing a number on me, So tell us about national awards and, what's on for the next we can say installment of it that we are going to have, what's being planned, the nominations and the whole process, and is there anything different or special about this year that you want to talk about? Let me just say that we're expecting also to have Ms. Sharon Ephraim, another member of the committee, with us. She hasn't arrived as yet, so for the time being, Malika, you're carrying the load.
Good afternoon, viewers and listeners. Shelton, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so very much for accommodating us. We're just here to inform the public that nominations is open for national awards for 2025, and our deadline date is December 20th, 2024. So as usual, we're inviting citizens from the various communities around the island to seek out the unsung heroes deserving of national recognition and acclaim. We want them to submit nominations for the persons. So persons in your clubs, persons within your churches, even at your workplaces, your colleagues, your friends, persons you think who deserve national recognition. This is the time to do so. A lot of people, we do not take time to recognize them, and I think this is, a great honor to do so.
Okay.
So we would like to inform the members of the public that they can go on the website governorgeneral.gov.lc awards and honors, and they can get the form there. They can get the forms at the local libraries, the post offices, sub-post offices, the constituency councils, the clubs, the Lions, Rotary, Kiwanis, the churches, and even from the office of the Prime Minister, located in the Graham Louise Administrative Building.
Just below us there.
Yes, just below.
All right, so tell us about the whole process of nominating. Does a person need to have some kind of credentials or some kind of standing, to nominate, or can anybody get the form and nominate somebody and so on? In other words, you have to be somebody who's a JP, who's a teacher in the community, or can you be any Mr. Ordinary Joe or Jane?
Yes.
And
Yes, Shelton. You can be Mr. Ordinary Joe or Jane, but doing great things. Okay, because you have Joe or Jane who do a lot of communities work within, the various communities, so they can be recognized too. Teachers for the long service, the meritorious service, so anybody, any citizen of St. Lucia can be recognized.
do you need to say specifically which award you're nominating somebody for? Because you may not know all the different categories and meritorious and community, or do you just, I'm saying who knows. But if I want to nominate somebody who I just feel is a great person in the community, but I'm not really sure exactly what, can I just fill in whatever it is I need to fill in and leave it to the committee or whoever it is to decide that this is the best slot for that person, or you have to say what you're nominating the person for?
Okay, so you actually have to say what you're nominating the person for, Shelton. And once you get that nomination form, it's located at the back. So it will tell you the various categories of awards. It will give you a description, so you'd be able to see whether it's the person best suited for and nominate the person for that award. And obviously, the justification would have to mirror that. So you have to put some evidence to support it.
Okay, all right. It sounds like something somebody might need to get some help to say, I want to nominate somebody, but I'm a little challenged, with the form and so on. If there be anything wrong with that, to go to your local principal or registrar, as you would with help with any other form, to ask them to help you with that form. Okay, that would be good. Okay, let me ask you this. Does someone have to be popular or famous or have some kind of name or credentials or title for them to be eligible to qualify for a national award?
Not at all, but Shelton, it's similar to what you asked me. Any Jean or Jill or Joe.
Well, that's the person nominating I'm talking about.
Okay, the person nominated. No.
The person being nominated now.
No.
Do they
Same.
need to have some kind of, kind of no there you,
No.
Nothing at all. Okay. So anybody, you can nominate anybody, and they don't have to have any title or any kind of credential or anything.
Not
Okay.
at all.
All right. It's asking you almost the same question in another way, so that people can get a clear understanding. Because maybe the names that stand out are the names that have to be high profile people, that the ones that we mentioned, But our national awards reserved for high profile people like government officers, local celebrities, and so on. We've answered that already, but I just want to belabor the point, that the national award, in our news, for example, we probably will pick out those people whose names are said, local so and so and so was today the recipient of the whatever and so on. But we might not, because we don't know them, mention people like that. What do we do to get away from the idea that the awards are not reserved for particular people of a particular class and caliber and whatever?
Well, Shelton, which is why we're doing this sensitization. Okay. So, we'll sensitize the public as to who can nominate and who can be nominated. I mean, we've started this year, we invited 2 of the awardees, and I think moving forward that this is the way to go. So when persons see who was nominated for an award before, they'll say, well, I could be nominated too. Once you're a citizen of St. Lucia and you've made a contribution to our country, why not? To your community, why not? You are deserving.
Wonderful. So are there any particular points of eligibility? Yes, okay, anybody. It's okay, you can be the farmer, you can be somebody who never went to secondary school, whatever. But are there any things that can disqualify a person for a national award? I mean, have you been to prison? Do you have a criminal record? Have you been a bankrupt? Have you been? You understand? I'm just saying. What is the eligibility?
Nothing like that. So eligibility again is based on the award and the description. So if you would like, I could go through some of the descriptions, and that probably would help. So we have the first award, the St. Lucia Cross, and it's gold. A person who has rendered distinguished and outstanding service of national importance to St. Lucia. We have the St. Lucia Medal of Honor. It could be either in gold or silver. a person who has rendered eminent service of national
Give
importance
me 1 second. I see Minister
to St.
Richard
Lucia.
Frederick is calling. Minister Frederick, anything that you say can and will be used as evidence against you because it's going out live on air. I'm hosting the real issues right now. Do you wish to speak publicly?
Yes, actually I was calling you to tell you that you went off air, television rather. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that because the program is being hosted in the radio studio. So whatever happens in the television downstairs, it would have to be the technicians who are monitoring who would see it. And if they feel it's necessary, they would inform me. But no one has, and I was not aware. Thanks for bringing it to our attention.
But just to not to belabor some points, but when you did, I listened to your program on I think it was yesterday when you intimated that, in fact, you expounded on Bradley's call to Timothy Folio, and you said, no doubt I'll be dealing with it on Thursday. I just want to confirm that I will be dealing with that on Thursday. Written documentation that came into hand is that I'm in possession of a cabinet conclusion that assigned really a piece of government property to Rush Clark about 12 days before the election, a decision taken by cabinet. So that and much more on Thursday, this Thursday, and I will ask you overtly, Shelton, that yourself and Albert host the show the following Thursday, because I will be out, I'll be arriving the very Thursday, and I rather suspect I wouldn't have enough time for preparation.
Okay, Honorable Minister, you can consider it done. And, we will fill in for you. Always happy to do so. Thanks for the call.
I just want to take the opportunity, Shelton, to, do what I've done before on a multiplicity of occasions, to call on those young boys. Those young boys whose lives are going down the drain. Those young boys who believe that they can bask in being free. Those things are short-lived. And what you sow in life is what you reap. They are already damaging the future. They are damaging the future of the children if they have any. And what they are doing, they will eventually put sorrow in the eyes of those persons who legitimately love them. When you engage in that kind of behavior, it's only for a time. Because those who live by the gun, in most instances, die by the gun. Shelton, have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Honorable Richard Frederick. Malika, I'm sorry about this.
No, it's
but,
okay. It's all
please
right,
go
yes.
ahead to tell us about, the awards, etc.
No problem. So I was on St. Lucia Medal of Honor. A person who has performed an outstanding, brave or humane act to a national of St. Lucia, demonstrating conspicuous courage in circumstances of extreme peril. All right. We have the silver, a person who has rendered eminent service of national importance to St. Lucia. And we have only for acts of bravery in hazardous circumstances. We then have the St. Lucia Medal of Merit, gold and silver also, a person who has performed long and meritorious services in the arts, literature, sciences, or other such fields in St. Lucia. Then we have the St. Lucia Lepito Medal, gold, silver, or bronze, persons who have performed long and meritorious services to St. Lucia, tending to promote loyal public service, national welfare, or to inculcate and strengthen community spirit.
All right. So let me ask you this. I asked you earlier whether a person could just nominate somebody. I believe this person should get the national award, but they don't know what medal or whatever they should nominate. But you said no, the person has to say what it is.
They have to specify.
But in terms of
one option.
Right. In terms of deciding whether the person gets gold, silver, or bronze, that would be whose determination.
The person nominated.
So I can say I want to nominate Malika Compton for a St. Lucia medal. I want her to get gold.
Yes.
Okay.
Once the justification.
Okay.
She meets
Now,
the description,
okay.
and I mean in terms of the other members, we vote on that. That person will be a nominee.
Can the vote go like, okay, you almost like common entrance? You want your child to go to St. Mary's College, the top flight, what's considered top flight, or St. Joseph's Convent. They didn't quite make the grade, but they send them to a school, Castries Comprehensive, whatever they assign them, or whatever it is. can the committee, whoever it is deciding decide, okay, we vote, we believe the person should get the medal, but not gold. We'll
No,
vote for
we
them.
can't.
Once they don't meet what the person nominates for, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
So they can nominate for another year, because sometimes it's just what we receive that particular year.
Okay.
Some years are more competitive than others.
Okay.
So,
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry about
yeah,
that.
no, it's okay. So I've given the description in terms of the awards.
Yes.
I mean, we do have the another set of awards, but I didn't go into it. Is the National Service Cross and the St. Lucia National Service Medal, which is more for the uniformed groups. But a key point, Shelton, is in terms of the nomination, the submission of the nominations. So they must be addressed in a sealed envelope, if it's hard copy, to the Secretary, National Awards Committee, care of the Office of the Prime Minister, Graham Louisi Administrative Building, Waterfront Castries, or to her via email. Her email is imam.louis@govt.lc.
You know what an imam is?
No.
Okay.
So it's EMAM dot LOUIS@govt.lc.
right.
So this is where the nominations would be sent to, or how it would be sent if it's hard copy. But I need to add that all nominations must be made on the prescribed form, and all submissions must provide justification for the award proposed, and must bear the name and the signature of the individual making the submission.
Okay.
So both the name and the signature must be legible, okay? And the nomination form must be completed in its entirety. In stating the justification for the award, a statement of service rendered must be provided to reflect full details of national interest performed by the nominee, and in your opinion, the quality of that performance. All facts must be stated clearly and concisely. State whether the service was performed in or outside of St. Lucia, and whether the nominee has ever been rewarded or recognized for any of them previously. If applicable, the names and addresses of any beneficiaries must be provided.
Beneficiaries being who?
Like a person may have gotten an award before in a community, and if they give somebody that benefited from their work and you added that beneficiaries, it's good for justification.
I understand.
So note that simply providing a curriculum vitae is not sufficient. All right.
It seems like the person who is nominating somebody, they have a bit of work cut out for them.
They do.
They have a bit of work. They have things they need to know. They need to find out. They need to research and all of that.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Is it the business of the committee to contact the nominated person and say, you've been nominated?
No.
Will you accept?
No. It would be done by the Office of the Governor General.
Okay. When they do decide to give the person?
Yes.
Then they will contact and say, we have decided to offer you a national, will you accept, etc.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. This is getting very interesting.
So
and
I expect to see nominations from you, Shelton.
Yeah, no, don't worry. And I know who I'll nominate.
Okay, already. That's good.
All right. Okay. One question. What if someone says, I know somebody who I can nominate, who fits the criteria? This person did something or things that I consider are worthy of that kind of recognition, but the individual has passed away. Can a deceased person be nominated after they've passed away? Yes.
So we do have honor maybe bestowed on
them
I think our posthumously.
Next guest is there,
Okay. Sharon is there. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, we do. So for the certain awards, the person may be honored. The honor may be bestowed on them.
It's so close to 1:30. Maybe I should have waited. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. Okay. Sharon, just hold on for us. I wasn't thinking too clearly at the time. I was thinking about how I'll nominate myself. Can I do that? Can you nominate yourself?
No, you cannot nominate yourself.
Okay, so I cannot take a form and say...
No,
okay,
no.
All right, okay. Wow, that no came out real sharp than any other no I've heard already. Okay, so you can make posthumous nominations and so on. My final question to you before we go for the break and bring in Sharon. Is there a different process for government workers like police officers, fire officers, teachers, than there would be for somebody who's not in the government service, Mr. NGO person, non-governmental person, private person, whatever?
Now again,
or are they all the same nomination process?
well, it's not the same nomination process dependent. So you have this is why we have the chairman of the Public Service Commission. So you would have nominations, a person's long service in the public service being awarded, but that will be handled by them. But we also, I mentioned earlier,
there's a long and meritorious service.
Yeah, I spoke about the National Service Medal and stuff. These are for the police officers, firemen and stuff.
Okay.
But you may have a police officer who's a musician. So that person can fall under, getting an awards in the arts because you may be nominating them for something else.
Okay, understand. You're listening to The Real Issues, and today we are talking about national awards. The person who is a member of the National Awards Committee who has been with us for the past half hour almost, Miss Malika Compton, is about to be joined by another committee member in the person of Miss Sharon Ephraim, and we'll have her seated and ready to go to add her bit right after this commercial break. Please don't go away.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
If you recently submitted a claim to the National Insurance Corporation, you also need to submit your financial account information to get paid. All NIC benefit claims are now paid conveniently through your local financial institution. To provide your bank or credit union account information, simply log on to the NIC website at www.stlucianic.org. Click the Financial Account Information tab and fill out the form. It's that easy. You only submit once. Ensure you enter the details of an open, active account in your name. If you do not have access to the internet, visit any NIC office to collect the financial account information form. Help us to help you. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417, let your wellness be our stress.
The voice, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The voice.
You know why, Vex? Upon being told that I can't nominate myself, Donald Trump can pardon himself. Donald Trump can pardon himself. He can do everything, and the man say he should be able to pardon himself. And little me down here, I can't nominate myself for National Award. Folks, I'm just joking. We're talking National Awards today, and we have two members of the National Awards Committee with us in the persons of Miss Malika Compton and Miss Sharon Ephraim. And just the same way that you can spoil a ballot. Can you spoil a form?
Yes.
You tick boxes badly, or you tick more than one box when you're only supposed to tick one. Tell us about how somebody, so people can know when they get that form, go through it in the proper manner.
Let me say good afternoon to all the listeners out there and in the diaspora, and to thank MBC for having us here today. To answer your question, Shelton, yes, you can spoil a form because I'm sure my colleague has said that you must tick the necessary information for each person in the form, the prescribed form. However, if you did a justification for someone, let's say someone in the music industry, but yet still when you applied, you ticked Senusha Medal of Honor in the musical industry, which supposed to be probably for community, and you put it forward under the musical industry. That again, it says that you already put the person in the wrong category. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now, not being able to tick anything that is left out in that form, that is cause for a disqualification of the form already. Wow. So you must fill out that form in its entirety. So it's good to read, it's good to understand what you are doing, and to be able to take your time and do it properly. So that's why we want to tell the listeners that the sooner you do it, you have enough time until the 20th of December. Take your time. You want to nominate someone, go through the forms. If you do not understand something, ask questions. There are various places that you can go. Unfortunately, the members of the committee cannot give any information when it comes to the forms and etc. However, it is online. You can read upon it, read the criteria and everything.
And they cannot change anything to improve it or make what you put is what you put there.
Yes, okay. We cannot change anything. Okay. So if you wanted to look at somebody and nominate them for gold, and the information that you receive, it's not the correct information, we cannot change it and give the person silver. Even if silver maybe that silver medal probably is open. We cannot even say that we will put that person on silver. Okay. We're not supposed to change anything whatsoever on the form. So please, listeners, take your time, go through the form, tick every box. The important thing also is to make sure you sign the form.
When you say tick every box, tick every box.
Yes.
Every box that you intend.
Every box in terms of the person and what you are nominating them for. One box. So if you say Senusha Cross, that box must be ticked, and all the rest of the information. Has the service of the nominee has been previously recognized by this or any other society of honor? You have to say whether it's yes, no, or not known. That box has to be ticked as well. And every other thing. And don't forget, you have to justify your nomination. properly, not only a curriculum vitae. It has to be properly justified. Why do you think that person should get
That particular.
yes? And then sometimes we get persons that giving us just about a half page of information, whereas that in that category they have about 20 persons that was nominated just for that category. And if you give a half a page, and when we look at others, we saw that persons give a page, 2 pages, but they really went all out and justify why. They gave you so many reasons. Then obviously we would look at that information, as opposed to someone who just say, well, I know him and he was X, Y, and Z, that kind of thing.
Let's spend a little time going into something that I think we touched on during the break among ourselves. Everybody, or most people who nominate somebody, they probably nominate the person not just because of what the person has done, but because they feel a sense of connection and friendship to the person, whatever it is. I'm not saying that's what will drive them. And it's probably natural that what they want is the highest level. So everybody will want to go for gold. How do you educate people to tell them that to nominate somebody for a bronze, to nominate somebody for a silver is not demeaning, it's not devaluing the person, that there is still great honor and great prestige and recognition and respect in a silver, in a bronze, and so on. So everybody, because the sad thing, as I've indicated to you, is that somebody might go and they might over-nominate. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. You go for gold, and then when they look and they deliberate, they say, well, the person might as well have gotten a medal in this award category, but gold, no. But once you go against what the person has nominated, you cannot downvote and say, as I was using the example of, you put college as your choice, but then they might decide comprehensive is better and send you there. You cannot do that with the committee. No. How do you educate people to tell them, think very carefully about what category of award you are nominating somebody? Because once you do that, the committee or whoever is bound by your choice that you have made, and if the person doesn't hit it at that level, they cannot say, okay, we'll give them a silver or bronze instead. So the person loses out entirely when they might as well have done with a bronze or something. How do you explain that to people?
So Shelton, you said it very right. You are correct in everything that you say. And hence the reason why we try to let our listeners know, if you're going to nominate somebody, you have to look at the criteria first. You have to look at in what category that person would be nominated. And I want to say that most times we get those nomination forms, we get a lot of gold. We are bombarded.
Everybody wants
with gold. Now, of course, everybody wants to be at the highest. You understand? But at the same time, you are actually missing out on a silver or a bronze, and that all the awards are very prestigious because it's at the highest level. And whether it's a gold, a silver, or bronze, you are getting an award at the highest level. So if you really feel that a person is deserving of an award, look at the other criteria as well. There are instances where you find maybe two persons nominate the same person, and there are instances where somebody would nominate the person for a gold and somebody else will nominate the person for a silver, and chances are that person end up getting the silver because the silver was opened and we could have afforded the person the silver. I'm not saying that everybody has to nominate somebody multiple times, but I'm just saying, if you saw that it is okay for the person to get silver or even bronze for that matter, we hardly get bronze. Most times every year, all the bronze medals goes back to the Governor General. Because we hardly get persons for bronze.
Yeah, but bronze is only in one category.
One category. But at least if we get persons that would nominate, that would see.
What is the category that bronze?
The Lepitor, St. Lucia.
St. Lucia Lepitor.
Okay. Are there any penalties or sanctions or expressions of disapproval, for want of a better word, for people who, having received an award, desecrate the award? They try to sell it, they try to trade it, whatever metal is in it, they try to convert it into something else. And so, in other words, people who do not show respect and appreciation for that. Is there anything in the law or
In the
whatever that
act,
yeah.
I have not been able to come across that because I don't think so.
Okay.
And I have not heard of any case in point that particular thing happened. I also want to say that when the person gets that award, that can actually go by the name in terms of when they're doing their signature and stuff, just like you have a BSc or you have a
SLPM, I think I've seen.
right. You can actually put that as an in your signature of your in your name.
Okay.
You understand? So it goes a long way to say, well, yes, and you can walk with your medal with pride. You know, because you were able to be nominated at this highest level. You understand? But for now, persons have called us before and said to us before that they think the act need to be amended because there are certain things that should be changed and give persons a little more leeway. But at the same time, we are governed by this act, and this committee is going to go according to what we see in the act. And I want to say that we have persons in the committee that are
Persons of integrity. Persons of integrity.
Yes, persons of integrity, and we go according to what the law says, and we don't discriminate on anybody. One of the things I know there were a time we received about 200 maybe plus nominations, and each of us individually have to go through all of those nomination forms, and then after we come collectively and then we look at our findings and whatnot, we have to give reasons why. You know, it's like it's a long process. Hence the reason why we have to give ourselves time limits. Because when we receive all the forms and we give you that deadline of the 20th, we have to stick to that deadline because we have work to do. Then we have to pass it on to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has to go through it as well, and there is a date for that. So if we tell the Prime Minister it's going to get to him by the 30th of December, we have to pass it on by the 30th of December, because when the Prime Minister does all his stuff and whatnot that he has to do in terms of the forms that we have received and the recommendations that we have made, after he finishes, it has to go to the Governor General. Because then they have to now look at it again and prepare, because those persons that has awarded the
persons that were
nominated, they have to call them out, those persons out on Independence Day, and so all of that has to be in place before the 22nd of February.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Understood.
Yeah.
Does the award, apart from your medal that you get, gold, silver, whatever, I don't know if it has real gold or real silver in it, or just the color scheme and so on, which is why I said somebody down the line, if things get hard with them and so on, that they can take their medal to a jeweler, to turn it into a ring or something for them. Is there anything in that? But do the awards ever come with any?
No,
that's
just the award.
Just
the
award.
I can say, even if it's just the award, when we go to the ceremony, investiture. When I look at the persons that are going to receive those awards, I could see that the smiles on their faces. I could see they feel good about it. I could see they cannot wait to get to that stage to be able to hand for the Governor General to pin them. And they come with their family. They're allowed to come with, I think, 2 members of their family, and you could see that they feel good about it. So I think, in a way, they are very pleased. In getting that sort of
the pride that they feel is a reward in itself.
Yes.
I was just wondering if in the background,
I saw you.
Away talk about
away from the ceremony, if ever there's a little envelope, that passes, if, a little something, like the saints in Russia,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we celebrate them. After the ceremony, we celebrate them. They are able to talk and tell us a little more about them, etc., etc. We celebrate them.
Okay, wonderful. Yes.
And we try to use them after, because this year we have tried to bring about 2 of them on board, to be able to speak to persons out there about the award that they have received and how they felt about it. When we have in our launch, we try to bring them on board to speak on it.
Okay.
Yes, we don't leave them, just you receive your award and that's it.
Wonderful. I'm sorry if I seem to be pitching some negative questions and so on, but I know of some cases in another country where I was, where an individual who had been given an award, prestigious high-level national award, later on got involved in some very unsavory activities that it felt was bringing the country into disrepute, you know. A very serious thing that affected the lives of many people, you know, some banking fraud and so on. And then they decided to withdraw the award from the person, and it had to go through a process, I think, called an order of degradation or something like that, where to reverse and revoke the award. Have we ever faced any such situation, as you know, or as you're aware of in St. Lucia, or does the legislation provide for the revocation or degradation of it all? Or once a person gets an award, that's their award, that's theirs, and so on, you can't touch that anymore?
Now, Shelton, to be fair, I may have read something about it, but I'm not too certain in terms of the act. The fact that you asked that question, I will revisit it, and I'm moving forward to be
like
able
I said,
to.
I don't
No,
mean to be negative,
not at
but,
all.
you know.
Because I mean, in terms of, we have the act and the things that, because we've never had a circumstance that we're aware of in our tenure or, you know, in recent years.
Which is why I
You know?
start ask the question. Whether there are any things in a person's background, whether they are,
I'm sure, I mean, just
whether
listening
they are
to that, there
declared-
must be
whether they
something.
are declared bankrupt, whether you are an ex-convict,
Yeah,
whether
it is a
you are
good
somebody that say, look, this guy did a very heroic act, you know, a house was burning, he went inside there and pulled out a couple of children from a preschool. He's heroic, but at the same time, we have to say, look, this fella has done something, you know, which, you know, will always be hanging over his head. While we appreciate that he's done something heroic that is touching and so on, but at the same time, the other side, you know, to give him an award where that other thing that he's done, you know, can that disqualify him in spite of what he's done?
That's a nice question. That's
I would
very
usually have my
interesting.
act with me, but I don't have the full
Unfortunately,
thing.
I don't have my act with me, but then we will revisit it. We'll bring it up to the committee and we will look at it. But like Malaika said, we have not really heard of such incident, but we will revisit it and see if that is something that we have to look into. Yeah.
All right, here's the last question that somebody sent that I wanted to ask. Maybe more than one question rolled into one. It says, last year I submitted the completed nomination form, but my nominee, as candidate, but I think he means nominee, did not make the shortlist. Does that mean they're not eligible? Does that mean they're done and dusted, fried? Or can I resubmit this nomination for the following year?
Yes, most definitely. You see, because of the amount of persons that can at any one point in time be awarded, we only have 3, and in some cases 2 of each category. So even if we get like maybe about 20 persons in one category that is eligible, we have to go through that form again and try our best to see what in the justification that can make us, like, you know, we'll go up to like 2, then we'll go up to 1 and see who are the persons we feel, what is it in their justification that will cause us to be able to choose the best 3. And sometimes the people that are not given the opportunity, that does not mean that they are not, the justification was not good. It just means that we can only do 3, and so we would look at the best 3 that we can do, and we go through it fine tooth comb to make sure we don't discriminate, or it's no friend thing. We are very professional at what we do, but we say to those persons that if you feel that person is whatever you put on paper, whatever the justification was, you have the opportunity to resubmit. We cannot hold that nomination and say we will put it in the next year. We are not supposed to do that. But we are telling our listeners out there that you can resubmit that nomination to the committee, so we will look at it again. So every year, even if you didn't get it the following year, resubmit. Don't give up, because you just never know. That person may just in that year be the one to get it.
Yes.
Yes.
Are there ever some years where the nominations seem to be a little lean? We've spoken about the years when it's competitive, where there's a lot coming in. Are there some years, even for reasons you can't figure out, that it just seems like, the nominations are a little, lazy and laid back and few and far between? Does that ever happen? Or
Not
is
in
it
our tenure. Not in our tenure.
Right, okay.
Not at all.
Not in our tenure.
Folks, tell you what, even if it's only two questions that you want to ask Miss Malika Compton and Miss Sharon Ephraim of the National Awards Committee, the telephone lines will open them. It will be very brief, of course, but 487-9849 is the mobile number that you can WhatsApp call on, and the other one is 4533-911. I know that maybe as sexy topics go, this probably may not be, one of the sexy ones, but I think National Awards is something that's been with us for a long time, and maybe you might want to comment on it. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, now is the time to do so. 487-9849 and 4533-911. But between you all, Sharon and Malika, I mean, it's coming up to wrap-up time. So if there's anything that maybe I didn't pinpoint in my questioning that you want to talk about, feel free to do so at this time.
I just want to again, maybe Malika has already brought it up, but I want to again inform our listeners, members of the public in St. Lucia and the diaspora, where the forms can be obtained. And again, you can get the forms on the website. The access to the website of governorgeneral.gov.lc/awards, or at local libraries, post offices, sub-post offices, constituency councils, and at the office of the Prime Minister, located in the Graham Lucy Administrative Building, the Waterfront Castries. So there are so many. We also have it at service clubs like the Lions, the Rotary, the Kiwanis. All of those organizations have the forms as well. So persons all over the country.
Okay. All right, let's take that call. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real issues. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Mrs. Frame.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Frame, and good afternoon to your other caller. You all look beautiful this afternoon.
Yeah, Miss Compton.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
You all look beautiful. Sharon Ephraim,
Thank
I
you.
love you. I just called to congratulate you on your hard working for 2025 Independence Rally.
Don't you love Miss Compton too and want to congratulate her?
Yeah, I love you, Mrs. Compton, and I love Sheldon.
Okay, wonderful. All right, okay. You could have left
And
out
big
the
up
rest.
my Prime Minister.
You could have left out the rest and just come straight to the last one, but go ahead.
Yeah, big up my Prime Minister and my MP, Kenson Kazimi.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, so sorry, I don't know if you finished what you were saying
Yes, so
about the
I want
forms
persons
everywhere.
to know that the forms are all over
Sounds
the
like
place.
that's a huge investment in stationery and national awards, the
Yes,
forms and-
yes, it is, and we want those persons to be able to nominate persons as much as possible. Completed forms, nomination forms must be sent in a sealed envelope. So if you're doing it, you can send it to the Secretary, National Awards Committee, care of Office of the Prime Minister, Graham Lucy Administrative Building. So you can send your forms there as well. So we are asking persons to nominate. Go out there and get our unsung heroes to be able to give them that opportunity.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right, Malika, any
Yes.
parting words from you?
Well, Shelton, I'm a person, I always like to find the information. So I took the time just to get the act in terms of the question you asked, in terms of termination of membership in the order. And indeed, there is something in our act. So a person ceases to be a full or honorary member of the Order of St. Lucia upon his or her death, his or her resignation from the Order of St. Lucia, which shall have effect on the date on which a resignation in writing is accepted by the Governor General, or the revocation of his or her award by the Governor General for conduct deemed to have brought the order into disrepute, except that an award for St. Lucia Medal of Order for gallantry or humane action shall not be revoked.
Okay.
So,
So
based on the
what I
question,
spoke about
yes.
the heroics and so
Yes.
on. Even if something is considered, that brings into disrepute, that stands.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Sharon Ephraim, Malika Compton, and that's all the time that we have. It's 2:00 already.
Thank you.
So I really want to thank you for being here and bringing so much clarity. Sometimes we think we've covered the ground that's there to be covered, and then there are things that come up that we are able to clarify. And I think this afternoon has been enlightening and educating for me, and I'm sure for many other people. My best wishes to you as you go on to do the fine work that you are doing, and I hope that the next awards is going to be really top flight.
Yes,
if only as a just reward for the effort that you're putting in. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so very much for having us.
And the team.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Jaquan, for another great job, shepherding things at the controls. I know you had some technical challenges, but you navigated through them quite efficiently. And on behalf of all of us here at MBC Real FM, for those of you on the Facebook Live and following us on YouTube live streaming, until next time, Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
If you recently submitted a claim to the National Insurance Corporation, you also need to submit your financial account information to get paid. All NIC benefit claims are now paid conveniently through your local financial institution. To provide your bank or credit union account information, simply log on to the NIC website at www.stlucianic.org. Click the Financial Account Information tab and fill out the form. It's that easy. You only submit once. Ensure you enter the details of an open active account in your name. If you do not have access to the internet,